question is to Mr. Routledge. In what ways does climate change impact the financial system that governments are not accounting for?
There are two parts of climate change. There's physical risk and there is transition risk. Physical risk, through the insurance industry, we have a sense of what the increase in catastrophes, the costs of the catastrophes are as a result of climate change. And Insurance Bureau of Canada does great work on that. Where we are less certain is on what the impact of transition risk might be, the impact of stranded assets if they were ever to arrive. The purpose for our climate risk returns is to begin to empirically measure what that risk is so boards of directors can make informed decisions. That's the gap we're trying to close through Guideline B15.
Thank you. Are there additional steps that OSFI is considering to improve rules requiring disclosure of risks related to climate change?
Our first priority is getting the measurement right. Getting to Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3 emissions isn't easy. It's hard. It has implications downstream for their clients. At the appropriate time, we can oblige banks to disclose. And indeed, if you read our current rule, we do oblige banks to disclose. Even if we didn't have it, bank shareholders and creditors are demanding that, and that is why I think we haven't heard too much complaints from the industry that we regulate about our disclosure requirements outlined in Guideline B15.
Thank you. As you know, climate finance policies have implications for both investors and insurers. To what extent do you believe Canada should be aligned with other nations in implementing measures to support sustainable finance?
The way I think of that question is I serve as superintendent for a banking system and a financial system that takes in capital from outside the country to invest in it. The people who provide the institutions that capital look to Canada's standards, including our standards on climate risk. One of the reasons we have focused on B15 is to show those investors we take it seriously and our institutions have policies and procedures in place to manage it effectively.